All right, we are live.
Let's ride.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first show of the Better Ball Association. I'm your host, uh, Mr. Tristan John, and joining me we have my co-host, Mr. Mayu Sharp, who will introduce himself in a second. Um, and what is BBA? What is the Better Ball Association? And I'll answer this, and I'll have Mayu give his answer as well. In my opinion, the Better Ball Association is a technologically driven basketball organization, or rather, a ball organization. We are primarily doing cash prize basketball tournaments, which is unprecedented in this day and age. And we are also going to be providing a technologically driven experience. We have a lot of stuff in store for you guys, and we're very excited to be on YouTube doing our first show. And subscribe to the channel, follow us on all social medias. This is a journey. We look forward to getting to know you guys, and y'all getting to know us. So, Mayu, without further ado, man, I'll pass it over to you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. John. Mr. T. John. Much appreciated. That's my guy right there. Always will be forevermore.
Yes, sir.
Mayu. So Mayu Sharp here again. I am ecstatic to be able to talk junk and pretty much about basketball, talk junk about basketball. I get to, say my opinions on what's going on out here in this basketball world. And never thought I'll ever be doing this, on camera. But here we are, bringing to you much excitement, much fun, and tournaments. We got tournaments going on. Better Ball Association is bringing you cash prize tournaments here in Atlanta. February 19th, we have our first 5-on-5 basketball tournament. We'll have the link in the description. But Hoopers, put your money where your mouth is. Come with your A game. Ladies and gentlemen, come ready to watch quality basketball with some food, entertainment, and good vibes. So let's get this podcast started. I'm excited, and y'all stay tuned.
Right on, man. Right on. So, we'll, like Mayu said, we'll be including information about everything else. You guys are watching us build something from the ground up here live on YouTube. Well, not live. I'm recording this now from the future or the past, depending on where you watching this. But you're watching us build something from the ground up. We have an entire we have a lot of things planned. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but today, and what we will try to do for you guys every single day leading up to the tournament, is we will try to present a new segment for our audience. So tune in. We'll try to have the show out by 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern time every day up until the 19th of February. And what we will be covering, ladies and gentlemen, is we will be covering basketball daily news. So, you ever feel like it's tough to just keep up with everything? You ever feel like, man, I wish somebody was just there to just curate an experience for me, or this is too much, I don't know where to look? Well, fret not, my friends, for we are here. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen because, yes, we are sitting in our homes right now, and yes, we are using Google Meet, and yes, we are very proud of what we are doing. So we're going to take you guys into the BBA, which is all remote right now.
Let's go.
And without further ado, we're going to get to some news, ladies and gents.
As Russell Wilson would say, let's ride.
Yeah, so basically, we've already introduced ourselves. We've already announced the tournament. So, wow, man, we have an action-packed lineup of news today, Mayu. So,
yes, sir.
The first thing I see here is Shannon Sharp. Now, I don't know if this is where we want to start, or
Uncle Shay,
if you'd like to start somewhere else. But I'm just gonna click the first one, man. I think this is where we start.
Uncle Shay, Uncle Shay, Uncle Shay. Man.
Now, first of all,
Ooh.
let me just say this: I
Mm-hmm.
don't promote or condone violence, right?
I agree.
As an organization, we don't promote or condone violence, and I'm not really sure what happened here. Mayu, maybe you could speak better to it, but from
Yeah.
what the headline reads, Shannon Sharp sparks a heated halftime altercation with the Grizzlies. Referees and security intervene to settle the confrontation as several Grizzly players gather to approach the Hall of Fame football player. Mayu, I'll kick this one over to you, man. What are your thoughts on this?
Mm-hmm. So basically, what had happened was Uncle Shay Shay had front court seats, so he sees his boy Bron playing against, young John Morant, young Lion, and he's like, hey, I gotta go to this game. Went to this game with his jean jacket, cardigan, sweater.
Yeah,
I
very
see.
fashionable. Yep.
Uh I love Uncle Shay Shay's fashion. And so apparently Uncle Shay Shay was talking junk
Okay.
to Dylan Brooks on the
Okay.
court, saying, hey, you too small, sir, for Mr. LeBron James.
Okay.
And Dylan Brooks proceeds to say, F you.
Okay. Fair use.
Shannon Sharp.
We're invoking our fair use privileges here by playing some of this footage. But please continue,
Mhm.
Mike. We're gonna play it and pause it.
Yes. So he says, thank you, Tristan, by the way, make sure that
Yes, sir.
we're good to go.
Compliant. Yes, sir.
So he pretty much says, F you back, Dylan.
Oh
And
wow.
then Dylan proceeds to walk to the bench. Uncle Shay's like, hey, say it in my face.
Wow.
Come right here.
Is Dylan the guy with the long hair?
He is the guy, the fair skinned guy with the long hair.
Is he what is he, a center or power forward?
He is he's a small forward,
Small forward. Okay.
pretty undersized for a small forward.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm exposing my lack of basketball knowledge at the moment. Please forgive me. I am I'm getting back into the swing of knowing who's who. Back when I was seriously watching, top guys were Ben Wallace and and Chauncey Billups. So it's, excuse me while I get caught up again.
Oh, you went back.
That was a deep cut, man. That was a deep cut.
Back. All my old heads out there.
Oh wow, he almost moved that guy out of the way. That's crazy.
So they all, Steven Adams, he is like the, how can I put it, the Aquaman of the team. I forgot the guy's name, but he is, the enforcer. So he came over there like, hey, who you talking to? Like, I'm more of your side, Shannon Sharp. So talk to me like that. And John Morant came over there too. Dylan Brooks, everyone's trying to hold him back. It's one of Shannon and a bunch of y'all.
Right.
And then John Morant's dad came over there. He's like, hey, what y'all doing over here? You talk about my young son, man. You talk about my young son, man. Old head, man. Don't be doing that. Talking to my son like that. You talk to me. And
as any dad would, right?
Right. Any dad would.
Even if his son is a 6'4" basketball player, fully capable of defending himself, any dad would be there defending his son's honor. I could imagine.
Totally get
so
it.
I understand that. Well, listen, man. All of that to say, thanks for the recap, Mayu. I think, from what it seems like here, Mr. Sharp, his comments might have instigated the situation. But I wish all parties, all the best. Like I said, we don't condone violence. At the end of the day, I don't think there's any right or wrong here. People might have their opinions, but I don't like to see athletes fighting amongst each other, because these are all essentially athletes, with Shannon Sharp being a retired football player, of course, and then the active roster of the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm glad things didn't escalate further, tempers flared, but cooler has prevailed. So that was good.
Yeah. And Uncle Shay, and Daddy Morant, chopped it up at the end and shook hands, and was like, that was a good show, wasn't it?
We did sell a whole lot of tickets. That's funny.
That was a good show, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. So in that sense, right? Like one can wonder, for our conspiracy theorists out there, was this a staged WWE-esque event? That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I have not heard that theory yet. It's pretty interesting take. But nonetheless, man, I'm glad to see John Moran's father and Shannon Sharp, getting making peace, man. That's always good, man. Definitely.
Always good.
Next story we have here is Anthony Edwards
Boy,
dunks
oh
all over
boy.
Alperen Sengun. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, Sengun,
right on. All right, so we're gonna play this footage.
Edwards.
Fair use. We're invoking our fair use privileges. We're gonna play a little bit of this footage. Let me just make it bigger here. Can you see this, Mike?
Sure can, man.
Okay. I haven't figured out how to get the audio right yet, guys. So we're just gonna. The audio might not come through, but we're gonna play this here.
Hiya.
Okay. Wow. All right, I'm gonna pause that for a second.
I don't even know. He bumped into the other person. Man, get off me, man. Don't let him dunk on you like that.
Oh man, color commentary provided by you. Let me just go back.
This.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna go back. All right, so he starts from the top of the 3-point line, right?
Yeah.
But give us a narration for those that don't really understand what's happening here, Mayu. What's happening? Because you're a basketball player. You actually compete in tournaments and things like that. What's happening here? I'm gonna start from the top. Give us a breakdown of this right now.
So right now, number 12, he is the center in the game. Happens to be at the top of the three, on the wing part of the three. He passes it to Mr. Anthony Edwards.
Oh, right here.
Anthony Edwards in the middle.
Okay.
At the top of the three.
Boom. Yep.
He fakes like he's going to shoot it as the defender comes in front of him. He dribbles past him real fast and aggressively. And he sees this young man in front of him like, oh, he don't want the smoke. But I'll give him some barbecue chicken. And
there's barbecue in there?
It's barbecue in there, Kodak. My guy, if you ever have a barbecue, man, I'll be there. And I know there'll be barbecue in there.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I mean, Anthony Davis Edwards, proceeds to punch it in this guy's face.
Okay, and wait, let me pause for those that don't know, because some of us don't play basketball all the time, or we aren't hip to the lingo. What does punch it mean?
So punch it does not mean punch anything in someone's face.
You don't mean literally punch him, right?
No violence here.
No violence.
But he proceeds to jump in the air real high. Higher than the other guy that's trying to block his shot.
Oh, wait. Can we slow this down here? Hold on. I don't think we can slow this down. It's just doesn't have a lot of very many options here. Okay.
So, as the other dude's back looks broken, you can tell what happened to him.
Oh, my goodness. So was this the first or the second time?
This is actually the second time that he has been punched on or dunked on, as they would say.
Right. Oh, wait. We could rewind. Okay, I could do this. Get the slow motion. Wow.
So
yeah,
I know he says this guy can't hang with me, so I'm just gonna try him. And I'm gonna try to dunk on him.
So do you think this was a mental contest? Do you think if the defender do you think he actually was trying to block it, or he just kind of didn't try? What are your thoughts here?
I didn't think he had much he tried to jump. He tried to just be there and, contest.
Was he trying to? He also looked like he wasn't trying to draw a foul either. From the look of this frame, he looked like he was just trying to maybe like you said, contest and not so much block or fully defend, because you can see his hands are up here.
Yeah,
but he doesn't really. It's not near the ball, nor it seems like he just threw his body straight up in the air, kind of. Is this orthodox, or is this how you would typically? Is this the posture you would see if somebody was really trying to block a dunk?
No.
No. Okay.
He was just trying to stop the momentum of the guy dunking the ball.
Right.
And so he thought that was a good idea.
Okay. So
And
this he chose a tactic that was not going to really defend the ferocity.
yeah, this guy can jump really high.
Okay. So
Mr.
you think it was
Anthony
the height
Edwards.
or was the explosiveness too, or is it just the height?
Well, Sengun is actually taller than
It looks
Anthony
like it.
Edwards. It's just Anthony Edwards has bunnies, as they would call it.
And what for the people that don't know, what are bunnies?
Bunnies means it seems like he has a bunch of little bunny foots in his calf muscles to make him jump
Fair use, ladies and gentlemen. Fair use,
higher.
ladies and gentlemen. I invoke our fair use privileges. We're just gonna run this one more time from the top. We can move on to the next story.
Yeah. Pimp fake come on ha. Hiya, Sabisalamo.
Wait, hold on, man. Hold on. I just said before we stop, what about this guy right here? Like
Which guy?
This guy right here.
So he came in too hot,
Okay.
and so he waited for him to come real close, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna use your momentum against you."
Okay,
and
so like basketball judo.
you're right. It's right. I know you can't stop and go that fast, so I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, okay, that's what happened. I can see it now in slow motion, but you can't really tell when you play the video frame by frame. It looks like he just didn't try to defend, but the reality is that he was not able to pivot and follow him fast enough.
Right. He tried to close the distance as if he thought the guy was going to shoot, and the guy did not shoot. He just blew right past him and went on to the next victim.
Oh my goodness! One more time, ladies and gentlemen, because this is just a beautiful play. Shout out to my man right here. Oh.
Why would you thought this was
the peanut gallery? Look at
the teammates are like, is that guy okay? We did.
All right, man, I'm not gonna keep laughing.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to all of the players, man, that put everything on the line, man, for our entertainment. We wouldn't be able to do a show without you guys, so we appreciate it.
That thing was nasty, boy.
Next story, Nick Nurse had 2 different calls from refs on the same play, which affected the outcome. What do we mean, ladies and gentlemen? According to the reporter, Mr. Oren Weisfeld, Nick Nurse said he was told by one ref that he could challenge the jump ball if he called the timeout, so he called it. And then the other ref said he cannot challenge the jump ball, but it was taken from him anyways. And as a result, he's disappointed with how this was legislated. So, Mayu, fair use, by the way. What are your thoughts on this play?
The refs messed up for this. They just straight up messed up. They pretty much what happened is Nick Nurse said, "Hey, I challenged that the jump ball, which is a point in time in the game where two people jump for the thrown ball in the air and they try to tip it to their team."
Okay.
And so he wanted to challenge that the jump ball was actually tipped out of bounds by the other team. So they want to see like, hey, I want y'all to look. I want the referees to look over what just happened and see who was actually out on. So one of the refs says, "Hey, call a timeout, and we'll accept that challenge." And he's like, "Okay." So he proceeds to call a timeout. Calls a timeout, but another ref comes and says, "Hey, I'm head honcho here, and he does not have another timeout, and we will not look over the play." And loses the ability to challenge another play. So it was basically the refs not being on the same page, and Nick Nurse has to be punished because they weren't on the same page. Messed up.
Yeah. Wow. Man, that seems like a miscommunication led to an injustice, man. It's unfortunate. Do you think that could have affected the outcome of the game?
Yes, man. And it's an NBA, man. anything could happen like
Seems
really
like
quickly.
it was a 2 point, 2 point, 1 point, like one possession game here.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have won that game. Celtics really good team. Raptors have been trying to, find their way back into contention, and so this would have been a good win for them for sure.
Man. Well, hopefully the refs get it better next time, man.
I doubt it, but
I'm
it's
I'm a boxing guy, so this feels like when the judges were watching a different fight from you,
oh
and then the
man.
wrong guy wins or the right guy wins because
Yeah.
he had the right promoter, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it feels
Oh,
like one of those situations right here.
ooh, you saying something, man. What you
I'm,
saying?
I'm not trying to say too much, man. That's all I'm going to say on the subject.
Okay. What they be
I don't
doing
want,
out there in the boxing world?
in the boxing world, I'll just say it like this, man. I'm a huge boxing fan. As you guys will find out, I'll use a lot of boxing metaphors.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, I just recovered from hurting my hand, back in the gym again. It's not how I make my money, but love the sport. It's just unfortunate when fights don't end the way they should end,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
When judges are, blatantly miss scoring fights, or fighters are winning fights that they don't deserve to win, but the odds of them winning are higher because they're the A side
Mhm.
or the favorite, and it's an occurrence that is commonplace, I think, in boxing, which is unfortunate. But
Yeah.
rant aside, onto the next story. But good question. Good question.
Mm.
All right, last story of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the show. If you've been watching the show so far, please like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all social media. Sign up for the tournament if you're a hooper. We'll also be cutting up these videos into individual clips as well, for those of you that like more bite-sized information. So stay tuned. Have a lot of good stuff in store. Mayu, anything else before we transition to this last story?
Man, much appreciated for everyone who is watching this. Much appreciated. Again, we have a lot of stuff to show you. We have a lot to show you about ourselves, and a lot to show you about what we have to offer. So I said a lot, right? So y'all get the
You
drift.
said a lot, a lot. Yeah, I think 21 Savage has a song called "A Lot."
A lot. That's a good song right there.
Yeah.
That's probably why I said it a lot. That's why I probably said it.
Oh man. All right. So last story of the night: LeBron James passes Michael Jordan with scoring record. Let
King
me see if I
James.
read that correctly.
King
Is it factually
James.
true that LeBron surpassed Michael Jordan? Oh man, they want us to subscribe here. I don't think we're ready to subscribe, guys. So guys,
Whoa.
you're watching a show live as we record it. I'm not going to edit this for the authenticity. You guys should see how we're doing this from the ground up. So we're gonna do some Googling.
Googling, man. Y'all know
Some
about
Googling.
Googling.
Let's check out the news here. So LeBron James scoring. That's what we're talking about here. Scoring record. That's the topic. LeBron James, how close is he to passing people? All right, cool. I'm gonna use this article as a reference. Go ahead.
Yes, Brian James has passed the great Michael Jordan
He's passed
for
him. It's confirmed.
yes, he has
Okay.
passed him for all-time points scored in a career.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, and I believe he's about 200 or 200 and something points away from the scoring title, who is
I think it's Kareem
Kareem
Abdul-Jabbar, right?
Abdul-Jabbar. And yeah, man, it's a real conversation that we're always having about who's the greatest between Michael and LeBron James. Interesting that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not in that conversation usually, but just how basketball is like, who's the most exciting, but for LeBron to reach this moment in time where he can do that, we thought it was never going to be done. I mean, LeBron has had so much pressure on him to be great since he got into the league. And for him to actually follow through with that in today's society, I mean, no one has ever had to go through that. In any other era, at any point in time in basketball or sports. So I think that alone makes him, the greatest basketball player to ever play the game.
That's a bold statement, man. I don't have an opinion as deep as that. What I will say is I know LeBron's highly esteemed, man. You guys get to know me, you'll learn I come from a big family. I have a lot of brothers, and LeBron is the favorite player of two of my brothers. I'm one of 7 boys, so one thing I know about LeBron, I think as a casual fan, I think this is well known about him, is that he preserves his body. I think he has a very expensive, very meticulous care routine. I've seen the dude in all types of chambers with smoke coming out of him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So so my question for you, Bayou, is do you think he can do it? And that's a 2-part question. The second question is, do you think he has as much time left at playing at a high level, or at a level enough to support that, beating those records?
Absolutely, he can do it. If he has about 280 something points left, he should be able to reach that scoring title. God willing, and him being able to stay healthy, he'll be able to reach that scoring title by the end of the year for sure.
Wow.
Breaking hearts.
So
big man.
Let me ask you something, right? Do you think anybody else can break this record? Do you think we're going to see that again? People breaking these records like this?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't see someone having a 20-year career, staying healthy, putting up these points, producing like he's been. And in addition to that, not just producing in the regular season, but in the playoffs as well, to get those points as well. Like you have to have a great season, and you have to make it to the playoffs to get those points. I just don't see anyone else doing it.
Man, that's amazing.
Sorry.
So we've witnessed greatness.
We're
still witnessing greatness.
Absolutely.
And chances are LeBron is a generational talent, because everything you just said, right? To play 20 years, to play at a high level, scoring a lot of points on average, to remain relatively healthy, to surpass other all-time greats. You just don't do that every day.
And not be known as a scorer. Like, he's actually pass first guy.
Oh man, that's crazy.
So imagine if he was actually like, oh, I'm going to go into this league scoring.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing,
crazy.
Man.
And he might be able to even play with his son, which is even crazier.
Man, that's amazing. I've been following Bronny's career a little bit, watching some of these clips of his games on YouTube and whatnot. So I'm actually rooting for that narrative. I like the idea of LeBron being able to play with his son. I think that's pretty cool. So I hope they can figure that out somehow. They play together just to say they did it.
Right, man. I mean, this is, who knows, probably the only time we'll see that as well.
Exactly.
We've seen it in baseball with Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. So if we can see that in basketball, that would be great.
Man, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, in LeBron James, we are all witnessing greatness, so we should all appreciate it.
King James.
With that being said, I think that was the last bit of items we had on the agenda today. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Any last words for the people before we break from our first show?
Appreciate you. Better ball. Association BBA basketball tournament, February 19th. Link will be in the description. People, come out, be ready to have a good time. Fellas, gals, if you're hooping, come and bring your A game. We're trying to bring some quality experiences to Atlanta, and give people an opportunity to win some money. So check us out. Stay tuned. This is just the beginning. Y'all see us now. Watch us work.
Yes, sir. Well said, man. Well said. I like that outro. I don't have a lot to follow up, man. You plug the tournament. One thing I want to plug for people is, just keep up with us. We'll be trying to keep a very consistent publishing schedule and have a show out for you guys every single night. Like I said, around try to get it out by 9 p.m. Eastern, the latest. We'll be covering the news. Bear with us while we get our technology sorted out. Bear with us while we get our social media pages set up. What we're doing is, you guys are watching us build the plane as we fly it. So we appreciate everyone for tuning in. We appreciate all of the support. Thanks again. And like Mayu said, check us out on social media. The link's in the description for the tournament. Please sign up, check us out. And we'll be tuning in. So follow us, connect with us. Any last words, Mayu? I'll let you get the last word.
I will holla at you.